welcome you into NK97. This interview is a business segment. I'm so pleased to have our dear sister. I will let her introduce herself.
Hello, Nana. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I heard a lot about you and I'm very privileged to be on this platform. You're doing such an amazing thing for our community and I'm very glad that you had the opportunity to host me today. And we'll once again thank you, viewers, thank you to this segment. My name is Mrs. Gertrude Osei, aka Mama Trudy. I am a licensed professional. I used to be a registered nurse. I worked with the state of New Jersey for 10 good years and I have a lot of experiences. And actually I'm embarking on this new career path as a licensed financial professional because of two major things. One, from a personal point of view, and two, also from a professional point of view. Thank you, Nana.
Hey, we are so privileged to have Mrs. Gertrude Osei, who today is going to enlighten our viewers and our listeners about financial, how you can improve your financial assets. And we are so privileged to have her here. She's no more like a licensed financial professional person. So once she called us that she wants to be on our studio to have a conversation, I was so privileged to also have her on the studio so that we can at least find out from her how even my job can be expanded financially, how I can improve my bank, how I can improve my asset financially, and some financial activity that I can do. We're going to also be knowing a lot about how we can find her. If you want to reach out to her, she can also be of a privilege to meet you and also enlighten you about how you can also improve your financial asset. So without wasting my time, I will just ask her about one or two questions regarding a new professional license. Mrs. Gertrude, you are welcome once again.
It's an honor to just be here to leverage this platform to reach out to our very beautiful community, our very beloved community, by providing them with some basic financial concepts. So the goal of today's activity is mostly centered in bringing Wall Street directly to Main Street, directly to your bedroom, to your houses, to your cars, to your workplaces. That's the main goal and that's the main focus of today's meeting. Nana, thank you very much.
How did you get here? How did you, how the initiative to be a financial aspect?
Nana, thank you very much for the question. And when I reflect upon my life, upon my marriage, and also upon the journey of my career, I have realized that there is a financial cancer in our community, particularly the immigrant community. We come here with the purpose of working to better our lives, but it is very, very unfortunate that 95% of American families do lack financial education. And until something catastrophic happens, you'd never realize that a lot of people do not have financial education. And if I may add, a lot of people, they do not plan to fail, but they just fail to plan. So my journey began sometime last year ago. My husband suffered a catastrophic medical condition and it necessitated him to be in the hospital for a very long time. And that was the first time for a long time I've been living in America, I came face to face with what it means to face the system. And I'm talking about facing the system. There was the fear of losing our home. There was the fear of, my husband going on disability for a long time. And we're going to lose income because one person was not working. So I found out that there are 4 major events that can cause a catastrophic thing in a person's life if there's no financial plan in place. Number one is sickness. And viewers today, it's interesting to know that the number 1 cause of bankruptcy in America is because of medical issues. A lot of people have to file for bankruptcy. 1, because they have a lot of medical issues. Number 2, When I talk about medical issues, I'm talking about sicknesses, catastrophic sicknesses that will cause people to be out of work for a very long time. We're talking about sickness that the disability cannot cover, your employer cannot cover, and you'll be faced with termination because they can only give you as much. Number two cause of chaos in person's life is also death. I don't want to talk about that, but disability is the third cause, and also retirement is also another cause. If financial education is not applied, these four major events can really cause havoc in a person's life.
My major question is that, Africans, it is hard that you see most of African people going to financial, because it takes time for you to even, get yourself enriched into that asset or to that particular line. Where are you from?
So as you can tell, my name is Gertrude Osei, aka Mama Trudy. But my husband is Ashanti. I come from the Volta region. My middle name is Kafui, if you want to address me that way. So we come from Ghana.
The second question is that how can someone improve? The platform is for you. We want you to educate us regarding how I can improve my financial assets.
Thank you very much, Nana, for the question. It's very unfortunate that anytime we come here, they educate us on how to be nurses, how to be doctors, how to be lawyers, how to be pharmacists, but there is no education for the families on their financial needs. And the difference between family A and family A is two things: financial education and also business opportunities. So when most people come here, they are introduced into the financial system through the banking system. So most people have a checking account, they have a savings account, and when they are working, the retirement plan that they have is a 401k. And we've realized that these financial vehicles are not enough to actually do the job. And we do not blame the families, because nobody has taught them, what the rich people are using, what the financial savvy are using, what all these politicians are using to grow their assets and to shield themselves. So when we come in, they throw us into 401k. Our money is in a variable market. We're losing the money. We don't know the rules of money. We don't know the rules of 401k. We don't even know the rules of the financial system. So we are just in there and we are working for 30 years, and when it's time for us to go on retirement, you realize that all your working years, you haven't actually had anything in place. And I'm saying this from a very personal point of view and also from a professional point of view. So the financial industry is very big. It's based on the stock market, it's based on the banking system, and it's also based on the insurance company. So our goal, or my goal, is like no family left behind. We want to provide every family with basic financial education. The topic is so broad, and this is just an introductory teaching that we're doing today. So if I would want to start, we have basic financial concepts that we do share. And we do a one-to-one session with all our families, because everybody's financial needs is different. So first, we do a financial need analysis with our families to find out exactly what their financial goals are for life. And then we come in and bridge the gap with education. So for a young family starting life, they have young kids, then we're going to talk about college education. We're going to talk about income protection strategies for the breadwinner of the household. As I said earlier, sickness is the #1 cause of chaos in America. A lot of people are overworked, are overstressed, and before we realize, we've heard that somebody is gotten sick, critically sick. They are unable to go to work, they lost income, the family is thrown into chaos. They're concerned about losing their roof over their head. The kids' school is becoming a problem. So number one, we have something that we call the income protection strategy. This is a strategy that we have in place that protects your income. God forbid that anything happens. And most families don't know that they can have some of these products or these financial vehicles that they can use to protect their income. God forbid something should happen, your income is protected, because most of us take our skills to work. So the goal of the income protection strategy plan is to separate your skill from your work. Because I am a professional nurse. If you don't go to work as a nurse, you don't get paid. So how do you separate your nursing skills from your job? And this is one of the products that we talk about that can protect the family using an income protection strategy. And also, a lot of us are taking a lot of loans, with high interest. Now we have other financial tools that can also help us to earn interest, but not just be giving out interest. So the banks are giving us all these loans for our schools, for our mortgages, for our car notes, with all these products that they are investing in that we don't even know about. And we go for all these loans, and then we find out that perpetually we are in debt. Why? Because we do not know the rules of money, we don't know how interest works, we don't consider taxes, we don't consider inflation in our investment vehicles. So these are some of the teachings that we do. Like I said, it's very broad, it's very comprehensive. So usually I'll do a one-to-one with the family, do an a financial need analysis to determine their level of knowledge. Because as I'm speaking right now, some of you probably might have had some financial education, or some of you have some financial services. So this might not be for you. And this is actually targeted to those families that have no access at all to basic financial services. So the goal is no family left behind. If you are very interested, you can always reach out. Now I don't want to go ahead of the steps, but it's so broad, and I can't just say one brush is gonna fit everybody. So if you contact me, then we can actually go into fine-tuning what exactly are your needs. Because for somebody it's work, for somebody it's retirement, for somebody it's saving, for somebody it's college plan. And these are all things that we can do to protect a family. So thank you very much, Nana.
In fact, you did mention a financial need analysis.
Yes.
Before you can sit down with a family, you need to know their financial needs, so that you can at least bring out some analysis and how it can help. But in this country, we all realize that, especially the private companies, they all normally put employees on 401k. I just don't want to jump the gun, because I know that we're coming back to assess or come into details the financial planning itself. But I just want you to give some of the listeners benefit of the doubt as to, apart from the 401k, there is something that they can also do, even with their little savings or with their check-ins, so that they wait for you, so that you can also throw more light on that.
Thank you very much, Nana, once again for the question. So it's interesting to know that the middle income class, the working class, are the ones that actually work very hard, and they contribute the most taxes into the American financial system. I mean, those who have a lot know the tax loopholes, or they know the tax laws, or let me put it this way, they have financial professionals that teach them basically where to put their money in order to avoid excessive taxation, bureaucratic red tapes. Point in case of 401k, you cannot access your hard-earned money before age 59 and a half year old. Any money you want to take out before you're age 59 and a half, there's a 10% penalty tax. And also you're going to pay taxes on it. So you want to go into your 401k, you want to take some money out of your 401k, and then they'll be like, okay, you can only take out your 401k for these 3 classic reasons. Either you want to buy a house, you want to take your kid to college, or for medical reasons. And you have an emergency that doesn't fall into that category. So they're going to be giving you a hard time. You cannot access your own money. And when we go to work, people are like, oh, okay, I have 401k, oh, sign here, sign here, sign here, without knowing the real intricacies, without knowing exactly how this financial plan works for us. So actually, in order to answer your question, yes, we have alternate plans. The 401k is a plan that is invested in what we call the variable market. The variable environment, or the stock market, depends upon the political news. It depends upon what happens. The market tanks, people lose, or their entire income is being wiped out. So that's a classical example of the 401k. So when we do the family teaching, we educate our families that you can finance your own retirement and not just depend upon the traditional leg of retirement too. So financing your own retirement is like we talk about the index strategy account. That is not in the variable market, that it locks in your principal and your gains and protects you when the market tanks. Like I said, this is a little bit complex to throw out there right now, but when we have like on one-to-one, then we're actually going to find details as to what having an index strategy account are. Because we found out that most of these elite families, the Rockefellers, J.C. Penney, the Walton Brothers, these people have all used these accounts that have been around for hundreds of years. And why is this information not made available to the everyday working American families? The banks are also using this strategy. The corporations are also using these strategies because they don't want to lose their money. They don't put their money in the stock market. But for we, the hard-working families, all they tell us is to put our money in the 401k. And God forbid, like I said, something happens, you are cash-strapped, there's an emergency, you're unable to take your money. Even if you take your money, you're going to be paid even extra taxes for your own working money. So we are telling our families like, hey, we got to wake up. There's something better out there than all these traditional things that they are throwing at us. We also want to have the accounts that we can enjoy compound interest. Most of us have our money in financial vehicles that give us simple or basic interest. When we talk about the rule of 72, we teach the families how long it will take your money to double for you in a particular financial vehicle. Like again, most families don't know we have those. You just put your money in a savings account, and then if you're all going to be true with me today, the savings account, the most you can get is 1%. If they're very nice, maybe 2%. And people complain, why do I have my money in a savings account and I don't make a lot of money? Because you're just getting basic simple interest. There are financial vehicles that you can also use to earn compound interest. So I don't know whether you've all heard about Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a famous mathematician. And he said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who does not understand it pays for it. And I'm saddened to say to you that most American families are paying compound interest, like I said, in the form of mortgage, car loans, student loans. And you'll be wondering why it takes forever, that you can never finish paying your principal amount. Why? Because the banks are giving this money at a compound interest. And the interest rates are so high, are so low, I don't know what it is, but that's what is the cancer right now, the financial cancer in our family. And it's not that people are not working, they are working very hard, but they just don't know where exactly to put all their money. So our goal is to teach our families some of these strategies that all these wealthy people are using. The banks are also using this same strategy. Point in case, the index strategy, to protect you in all forms of investment. And then based upon that foundation, you can do your real estate, you can do all the other forms of investment. Yeah, so thank you very much, Nana.
All right, thank you very much, viewers and listeners. We are so privileged to have Gertrude Osei, who is a financial licensed professional. And I am so privileged, I believe you are privileged at this moment. She has introduced us to certain vital areas, letting us understand that the checking account, the savings account, the 401k, they are not something that is to help your financial needs. They are just there to even compound your problems. But I was so impressed when she mentioned about the index strategy accounts, which next time we meet her, she's going to throw more light on the index strategy account. She's also going to throw more light on the compound interest and the rule of the 72. But I really like the way you said, he who understands earns it. If you really understand the financial games, definitely you'll not be out of it. You're going to earn more. And that is what we want to be or to become. I know that our immigrants, our Ghanaian friends, families, they don't really want to hear these financial discussions. But I believe when this talking point comes on, don't try to switch your dialect. Just follow it and listen to Madam Gertrude. She's going to be one of our resources henceforth. We want her to, come out to say where she can be found.
So once again, Nana, thank you very much for the opportunity. So I am an independent business owner, and I work with multiple, multi-million-dollar financial organization. The best way you can reach me, I know my cell phone number 908-764-5552. Because of the spam calls, a text message would be okay. Just text, say a brief introduction about yourself, and then I'll jump right at it.
Thank you very much, viewers and listeners. As Madam Gertrude said, if you want to reach out to Madam Gertrude, just text her. We wish listeners Merry Christmas and Advance New Year. Have a wonderful day.